What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. Today, we have got a bit of a roundup. We have had a little bit of a hiatus since the England game, but we're going to be talking to you about our World Cup thoughts so far, a little bit on all this crap with Morgan Rogers and Emi Martinez, whatever's going on there. I don't really care because until anything's announced or until anything actually happens, which probably won't be till after the World Cup, it's just all speculation. I'm sure people will let us know down in the comments. Oh, it's a done deal. Oh, according to sources I asked. I just do not care because it's all bullshit.
Mate, I don't understand people's obsession with reading. Like, why do people buy into it? I don't understand it because none of it's
there
true.
Could be truth in it. No, there definitely could be. But I'm just kind of like, cool. But I could also scattergun a load of stuff and add 2 and 2 and make
mate, it's
3.
just like Chinese whispering. Why do we live in a society where it's all clickbait shit, man? Like, this is why our podcast is only going to be watched by 200 people, mate. Because like, it's just people love the dopamine hit of Morgan Rogers is going to sell for 85. No, it's going to be 100 million. Nobody fucking knows. Not really. No, the only people that know are his agent and him and Villa. That's it. Anyone else?
Even he probably don't know
who you are. You don't fucking know. All the journalists, you don't know. You're guessing. It's fucking guessing. It's bullshit. And it's clickbait. And we fall for it every fucking time. And it does my fucking brain in. Let's fucking grow a pair, right? And just deal in absolutes. Let's fucking talk about stuff that's going to fucking really matter. Morgan Rogers will probably go. He'll probably go within the range of 85 to 100 million. That's it. When it happens, we can talk about it. Until then, it's fucking... Oh... Why are people so obsessed with it? I don't understand. Anyway,
brilliant. So if you are new here and you want to hear more of this, then please do hit that subscribe and the like button. Let us know down in the comments. Morgan Rogers, yes, almost certainly going, in my opinion. How much it goes for, no idea. We shall see, but we will find it all out in due course, I'm sure. Obviously, things that have been announced that are definitely happening and definitely things that we're going to talk about is obviously the pre-season friendlies. The Premier League fixtures have been released, so we actually know what those first few games are going to be. Yes, and of course, that first game is Brighton. Exactly. Thank you very much.
The app has had an update, mate. It's still shit, but it's had an update.
Oh, fantastic. Probably using AI now to actually make it decent. And then we'll talk a little bit about England playing tomorrow as well, obviously. But Gary, you've been watching some of the World Cup. I know last night you were awake in the middle of the night and you were watching some of the game as well. So how you feeling?
Because I'm tired, right? Because staying up till fucking 3, 4 a.m. every night is ruining me. But do you know what? People are still kind of slating the fact that it's diluted 48 teams and all that. But mate, I gotta say that watching Cape Verde yesterday play against Uruguay, mate, what a game of football. 2-2. What a game of football that was. It was absolutely brilliant, right? Uruguay, Marco Bielsa ball. Oh dear, they've got to get a point at least against Spain. I think they're going home, right? And Cape Verde, if they beat Saudi Arabia, will qualify for the knockout phases of the World Cup.
That's unbelievable. And that's what it's all about.
And that's what it's all about, right? And this is what I'm saying. We've become so privileged. I listened to Michael Twatty Ascot with his stupid fucking hat on, right, looking like the guy from Monopoly, right? Kind of talking about how it's been diluted, and I won't be watching it until quarterfinals at least because it's just a waste. Like, mate, I think you're missing the point of the World Cup.
It's not meant to be. It's not. Yeah, exactly. Right. So what you were just saying there, it's not the World Cup Champions Cup. It's not like the Champions League or something like that, where the idea is that you're meant to just have the elite playing in this tournament, and even in the Champions League, that's getting diluted now. So I kind of go with the Champions League a bit, like the kind of dilution. But the World Cup, it's literally the World Cup. It's the world. Whatever kind of like nation you are, there has been qualifying. Italy aren't even in it; they didn't even make it.
I think it's just showing that basically lots of people are undiagnosed autistic and can't deal with the change, right? Because it's just change, isn't it? We all struggle with it. When they talk about the Champions League, that change, no, it's crap format. Actually, it's not too bad, the new league phase, right? I think it's been quite enjoyable. This, as much as I was like everybody else, skeptical about having 48 teams in it, actually, I've watched some really good, entertaining games, and that's what you want to watch, entertaining football. And I think, as I think we touched upon it in the last show, that it's a little bit like the Olympics, right? You get amateur amateurs allowed to perform on the highest stage in front of the world's eyes, and that is something that shouldn't be taken away. And in a world where we are fighting wars and it's going to shit, this is a welcome break for me to watch countries and fans come together and celebrate themselves without I'm sure there's probably been issues, but it on face value has been really entertaining. So yeah, I've enjoyed it, and long may it continue. We will get to the knockout stages. The football probably will improve, and actually, even the better teams are starting to perform. The games that I've watched, France, Spain yesterday. I know it was only Saudi, but they started to turn things on. So it's entertaining football.
But this is the thing. This is the way tournaments are meant to work. They're meant to start where it's quite wide and quite open, and as the tournament goes on, the standard gets higher because you get the bigger teams facing the bigger teams, and then you get towards the end, and you do have the people that have made it there who are generally the better team. That's how tournament football works. That's just kind of the way it works. So, but there have been some drubbings, haven't there? Like obviously Germany drubbing Curacao, and then there's been a lot of 4-0s, 4-1, 4-2. But then there's been surprise results, like you said, with Cape Verde, a 0-0 against Spain and a 2-2 against Uruguay. They're all of a sudden like, oh my God, we're gonna make it through to the knockouts. Like, what the hell is going on here? It's crazy.
Mate, Egypt yesterday winning 3-1. Yeah. That's the first time they've ever won a World Cup game. Even Mo Salah's going, this is amazing. It's look, these little things. Look, it's kind of people are. I guess it's like Marmite. You either love or hate it. For me, I hate that it's in America. I still stand by that. I don't think it should be. I think with everything that's going on in the world, I think that was a mistake. But it is what it is. But it's a tournament of first, right? It's the first time that they've had 48 teams. It's the first time it's been hosted by 3 different nations. And actually, despite the American side of it, mate, if I have to watch one more American talk about how they're going to fucking win the World Cup in 8 years' time, right, I'm going to explode. That shit needs to stop right now, right? We're better than England.
They look good. God. They look good, but God, don't get ahead of yourselves. Winning a World Cup.
You've beat Paraguay and Australia. It's not exactly right. Exactly. If you tear apart someone like Germany or England or what, then maybe, right. But I think, as I said to you before, they've got no grassroots in America. You only play football, and it is called football, right? If you've got money. Like, they charge ridiculous amounts of money, and kids get charged. I mean, I think even Zlatan Ibrahimovic said it's like, this is not the way sports should be played. I'm paying $3,000 for my kids to play football. That's when he went to LA Galaxy, God knows how many years ago. It's probably more now. And that is absolutely right. And I thought about it actually, like, even for the money that I have to pay for Ava, like, it's like, it's nowhere near what Americans played, but she started going to play community football that cost me £2 for a session. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it should be, to go and get into a grassroots team that maybe charge you £20 a month, where you kind of you get to play in leagues and competitive, and you have an opportunity, if you're good enough, that you can be picked up by a scout and moved into a professional environment. That doesn't happen in America. They're just handpicking people who've got money. It's just what this World Cup's all about.
Yeah.
So anyway. No, America won't win the World Cup, mate. I don't care how stupid Americans think they can come in and take over our sport.
If I'm honest, the best chance is if they do it this one, right? Because they're the hosts, and you always have this
thing
around the nation, get the atmosphere. Although the atmosphere, even that's been a bit drab in it. But anyway, we will move on from the World Cup, because we're going to talk now about Villa. So obviously, Morgan Rogers, Emi Martinez talked about that. Not going to go over that old ground. Pre-season friendlies are locked in by the looks of it. Real, I think, got
2 more added, mate.
Yeah, so we've got Real Sociedad, Bayern Munich, Mönchengladbach, the Indonesia All-Stars, and the BG Pathum. And then obviously we have also got the Super Cup in there, which isn't a friendly. That is an actual game.
Villa are going to Asia to play Pro Evolution Soccer. That's what they're doing. Booting up the PlayStation.
Mate, or could be even older. International Superstar Soccer. If you're based on the fact it's Indonesia All-Stars. That'll be...
All-Stars? Yeah, that's brilliant.
It's like playing, was it the Harlem Globetrotters? That's why it feels like...
that's what it sounds like. Again, Indonesia, mate. All-Stars. Really? Like, All-Stars? Like, who's playing for them? Maybe they've got like Del Piero and Ronaldinho signed up. I don't know. Maybe we're playing...
maybe. Well, there'll be some people out there, because people are just probably relocated to Bali, and then they're like, oh, we can use these. Yeah, we could use these players. These will do.
Oh, mate, Peter With doesn't live too far away from there. He's in Australia, right? So short plane
he
journey.
can
They could
hop
get Peter
over.
With lacing his boots up, mate. Happy days. Come on, Pete. Pull out retirement.
But it'll be, I mean, I'm quite liking the Bayern Munich, but like you said, I think you said earlier, are we playing like Bayern Munich just a few days before we play PSG?
It's 7th of August, yes. So it's 5 days before the Super Cup.
It's a good preparation that in terms of like trying to improve that.
Well, it will be. I can't imagine really PSG or Bayern putting out majorly strong squads anyway because of the World Cup. I think players will be resting. You know, like their league start the week after, and it's so we've probably got a great chance of beating both of these teams because ultimately we've only got we've got what 10 players at the World Cup, but not all of them are playing. Like Gesson for Ivory Coast has only made one substitute appearance, I think. Obviously McGinn will need a rest but looks like Scotland are probably going to go out, unfortunately. Just got no firepower up front.
I think they'll probably make it through as one of the best third place teams, I think.
Potentially. But I don't see them getting past the round of 32, mate. They've got no firepower up front. They've got Che Adams, and it's it doesn't matter how hard you work in midfield. Like you're playing one up top, you're feeding off scraps. And selfishly, I want McGinn back and rested. So I hope that's it. And then obviously you've got the Villa boys in the England team. I'm not sure how much game time Watkins is going to get. It'll be interesting because he's been obviously doing press conferences, and this is why I love Ollie Watkins. I don't know if this is slightly off topic, mate, but obviously the big rumour press thing is about Jeremy Doku going back home to watch the birth of his child, and genuine people going, he's not giving birth, right? What's
wrong with people?
And I just for the men that do watch that there, right? I don't care what profession you do.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is my point on it. Like, football for these people, it's a profession. So if you were in a job and your wife was having a child, you're not going to go, no, I'm in work today, love. See you in a bit. What?
Mate, it'll most like I just don't understand the people's mentality. Like fans and critics going, I think Roy Keane said it about someone a few years ago. Well, he's not having the baby. Mate, I bet your kids fucking hate you. Do you know what I mean? Like what? Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't. And Ollie Watkins spoke really well of going, look, this is basically you don't do that. You're there for your wife or your partner or whatever. That's what you are, right? If you're looking at a human element to it, I think it's not even a fucking question. Mate, my wife's having a baby. I'm not available. Like you select somebody else for that game. And because I've got an understanding wife, I'm going to go and witness the birth of my first child, and then I'll come back, right?
Not even got paternity.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Let's just forget and not even talk about the emotional well-being of my wife of having a baby and what that does to the stress and kind of bringing that in, and how you need to be supportive around those early days and getting back home and settled and getting into a routine and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, just fuck off and leave her to do it. She could have, mate, behave. What's wrong with the world, man?
Stupid.
No wonder people aren't having kids if they've got dads like that. Genuine men talking about that, like fucking mate.
It makes no sense. But anyway,
so guys, if you've got partners or wives and they're pregnant, do not miss the birth under any circumstances. You get there and you do what you need to do. And if you hear someone say, "Oh, you're only there holding the hand and cutting the umbilical cord," right? It's much more than that, right? The emotional connection, the emotion that you have to your partner, and watching your child be born. Like I can only imagine that these people saying it have no family or children in their lives, and that's
I mean, obviously there are people that don't manage to make it or they can't make it for whatever reason and stuff, which is valid. But just through choice to kind of be like
Ben Foster's on his podcast said that because of for England, Fabio Capello basically made him come back. He missed the birth of his son because by 10 minutes, by the way, because they wouldn't let him out of training early. So he got there obviously for the motor. He said, but and he was just kind of reinforcing the fact that to Jeremy Decker, just go. It didn't work. Family first, always, and that's a good message. So
exactly. I mean, yeah, exactly. Cool. And then start the season. So our first 5 games. So the fixtures are out. I think I was trying to look for, because I think the Champions League fixture dates are already in as well. So I was trying to work out what's going to get moved or what's going to get affected. But I assume some of these will get affected anyway. So the first game, Brighton. We've then got Arsenal at home. We've got Hull, Forest, and then Spurs. So, a kind of a mixed bag in that first 5 games. The Arsenal game as well, I presume, will probably get moved for TV. So I doubt it'll be on the Saturday.
Yeah. Well, it might be on the Saturday, but it might change to a later kickoff. I reckon,
Yes,
or an early kick. It might be an early kickoff or a later kickoff if it's going to be on the Saturday. But yeah, mate, Arsenal at home, no problem. Beat them last year. We'll beat them again. It's not a problem. Fuck Arsenal.
Brighton, well, mate, you can't say anything, can we? Because the way we started last season, who fucking knows? But
mate, Brighton, as we started, so I mean, I don't know. What would you do? Like, you predict things like I think. Look, those are 5 winnable games, 5 fixtures. Mate, I'm going to go out on a limb. I think we could win them. But I said that at the first 5 fixtures last season, and we didn't score a fucking goal. And then went on to have the greatest season ever. So what would you take? Win 5 of those fixtures, and then the season peter out.
You're right. You're right. I'd rather have it the way it went last season. But I don't know. I'm looking at this like Brighton winnable, Arsenal. We just seem to have something over Arsenal at home. So if we can really get going and start the season with a bang, then yes.
Look,
Hull should be beating Hull. Should be beating Hull.
I saw Alan McAnally spoke about the opening fixtures. I think it was on the Villa. And he was kind of like that as a start. I think if you look, Arsenal's obviously a tough game, but you said if you look at Brighton, Hull, Forest, and Spurs, I would be gunning for wins in those games because, while Spurs will obviously undoubtedly and are trying to do business during the summer, and De Zerbi has said he's wants 8 players. Forest are about to lose probably arguably their best player. I think they'll be there. Hull are going to be better, mate. I just don't see. I'm predicting it now. Like there's even talks they could have a points deduction for PSR stuff.
Yeah, which by the way is a crock of shit. If I'm honest, like we're not getting to that. But how are you meant to take losses from you get? Oh, fuck it out! It's just stupid,
mate. Like it is so corrupted. It's unreal. Like it's just anyway. So I don't know where they're going to be able to invest in their squad. That watch that championship playoff final. It was fucking awful. They're going to get battered. So I would, I think that's a positive start for us. Now, look, we know that after a World Cup hangover, and we are going to lose players too. There's no, we spoke about at the start of the show. We don't know what kind of a window we're going to have. We don't know if we are going to be able to splash the cash a little bit, and if that's going to be done early, or whether that's going to be totally reliant on who goes. And so it could be well into the end of August before we actually get stuff over the line, like we did with Harvey Elliott and stuff. So we are then reliant on those players coming back from the World Cup to hit the ground running. Kamara's not going to be fit for the start of the season, so it's down to Onana, Tielemans, and McGinn again to really raise the levels. And they're all going to have played throughout the summer. Onana looks off it for me. I watched him. He came on as a sub for Belgium yesterday. Didn't look great. Tielemans looks a little bit sluggish. He's not. He's played for Belgium. He's looked okay in the last couple of games, but still, looks a little bit tired. I mean, at the same time, it's fucking 200 degrees over there. Like I'm not. This is, it's not easy to say. These are professional athletes, and then obviously McGinn. If Scotland do get through, he's obviously going to give his all for his country, as we know that as he has done for 2 games. So, are our midfield going to come back as fresh as they could be? Do you know what I mean? Probably not. So, will we start the season running? I don't know. We've got to sort out those keys. And early doors really. Now we're in it, the thick of it. Once the World Cup's over, is Watkins going to be our main striker again? You could say he's earned himself that right in terms of how he finished the season. But if he is, and then Unai Emery sticks with him, mate, he's got to have a better season. I know I'm not going to badmouth him, but we know how I feel about him. But if he is going to be the main man again, can't have 30 games, 8 goals, 1 assist, mate, because the level is too high now. It's Champions League again. And I envisage, like he did with Marcus Rashford, he will be bringing in somebody of calibre to play up front. And so Ollie's going to have to probably play a little bit of second fiddle. That's my prediction. But
yeah, there's been various players like linked, and there's like from Spain or French leagues, etc. So I mean, we'll have to see where we go with that. And then there's also, like you said, there's like Tammy. Like, what's the deal with that? Is he just not?
Well, I mean,
strange.
There was also this young kid, this Senegalese, who scored against France. Can't remember his name. It's irrelevant because I just know it's speculation. But he's 18, and again, I'm bored of selling these youngsters and then going to oblivion. Like, we couldn't even get the Maggio signing right now. We're appealing about him playing till he's 18. Like, how we've let that situation happen is so poor. Like, you know, but because it could be Maggio as well from January. Like, you know, or if they get that overturned, he looks like an absolute beast, mate. Like, but you know, these are all young kids without Premier League experience, and so we need a mixture of both, I feel, for this season. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But as a first 5 fixtures, mate, yeah, I'm happy with them. I think it gives us a good chance to give us a springboard into a good start.
Yeah, I think pessimistic, you'd be looking at like 9-10 points. Optimistic, like you said, all 5. Fuck it, go for it. Might as well.
For me, out of those first 5, Arsenal are the only ones where you'd go, okay, maybe that's a
really Spurs are a wild card, aren't they? Because we have no idea what they're going to be like. De Zerbi definitely did seem to get a tune out of them towards the end of the season, and they will strengthen. They will spend a lot of money, but we have no idea. Really no idea.
Well, mate, I think Unai Emery owes us, because that performance against Spurs at the end of the season was absolutely shocking. So now it's time, like, step up to the plate. Now we need the 3 points early doors. Smash them at Villa Park. Like, you know, look, none of us know, as we say, but I can imagine if De Zerbi is going to bring in 8 players, that's going to take some time to gel, mate. And so we're probably playing them at the right time at the start of the season. I won't say that Spurs probably will go on and have a better season than they did last season, for sure. But yeah, you know, it'd be great to have bragging rights to beat both Arsenal and Spurs in the first 5 games, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be very good. Be very good. Set a marker. And then now on to England tomorrow. Quick couple of minutes on this, Gary. So obviously it's Ghana, another team, one of the African nations. The African nations actually tend to, like we've said before, they're really up for playing against the European teams because they want to get one over on them.
Well, yeah, you talked about the atmosphere being a bit shoddy. I think with the African nations, mate, I don't think the atmosphere is anything but. I think they bring the noise, mate. It's just constant celebration. They're just, I guess, buzzing to be there, right, and celebrating their country and their clubs and their teams. And so, yeah, look, we can't underestimate anybody in the World Cup, because it's a tournament and teams can just turn up. But I watched their game against Panama, mate. If we don't smash both of these, like in almost double figures, like we are, I mean, he might obviously make changes, but I would ultimately go to that starting 11 that beat Croatia in the first half. He'll want to get and then change it.
Yeah, he'll want to get this game
because you want qualification, right? So don't. While people are probably going, we can rest players, and you want to because of the heat and there's a lot of football, but just get the job done in this one. Go out there, get it done first half, then make the changes and see the game out. No disrespect to Ghana or Panama, but that game between the pair of them was woeful, mate. The standard was, Ghana have got Semenyo, they have got a couple of players that could cause us problems. But I would say that I watched the majority of that Panama game, and both teams just didn't have anything in the final third. Like, it was awful. It was like watching Sunday League, mate. Shots going into the throw-ins and over the bar, and like it was really one of the worst games I've seen. I'm so glad I stayed up for it. So yeah, I would expect us to win comfortably again, but you've got to turn up. That's the key element, and that's what I say. I would go with what we started.
Do you think Rogers gets a looking in this one? I thought he played all right in that little cameo.
Look, that's my opinion. I think he'll probably make changes. I think Rogers could start, and I think he could well start with Watkins, because it's about giving the players chance to recover. That's the key, right? They talked about this after the Cape Verde game yesterday, that you put so much in, and that first game against Croatia was tough. The first half was tough. Like we dominated the whole game more or less, but it showed that you can't switch off your lows. We weren't quite there defensively in midfield in the first half, very sloppy in possession. But these players are tired, and I think if you've read any media reports, like players carrying injuries, Declan Rice, apparently he's got a problem and has been carrying it back end of last season. That's a big one. So he could rest Declan Rice, to give him time to recuperate. Like these players need that, and ultimately we don't have to win this game. You would, because you could go into that Panama game thinking, but if you want to set a statement and you want to kind of, you want to put the fear into other teams, because if you have a poor performance against Ghana, and it sets up people to go actually England to beat them.
I think he'll want to go out a statement with this one. I also don't think Thomas Tuchel has a thing about like, oh, rest this game. I think he's just very much go out and win.
Get the job, mate. Well, look, he's German, and he will want to go out and get the result. So I was well impressed with how he game managed the first game against Croatia. It's something that we've not seen under Southgate's rule, and I know that people love Gareth Southgate. Me and Sarah are arguing because we've watched that England thing, and she's a big fan of Gareth Southgate because of the psychology behind it. And I understand.
I understand. Right. I understand.
But I just my argument point is this: he hasn't won anything, and Tuchel is a winner. He knows how to win. He's done it on the biggest stage.
If you want to win, you've got to have that. You've got to have that edge. And Southgate, lovely bloke, did lots for the team and the nation in general, but he wasn't going to win it. It just wasn't going to win it, and that's why.
Mate, he brought the team back together, but I don't think even the team believed they could win it. That's the problem. They played scared. Didn't see that against Croatia. It was kind of right. We've conceded 2 shit goals here. Go out there and fucking go and win this game. Right, and that is powerful, man. And it worked. It did work from massive respect to Jude Bellingham, because in the first couple of minutes of that second half, he was like, right, okay, bang, let's go. Scored the goal.
He wasn't, I didn't think he was great first half, but he
wasn't.
Really,
mate, he was shit first half. He was awful. He gave the ball away 5 or 6 times and looked miles off the like I said, the midfield looked a little bit kind of disjointed. But second half, he influenced the game massively. And it only for really probably about half an hour. Like we scored the goal, and then for half an hour, like 20 minutes or so, we peppered them, and we probably should have scored 4 or 5 really. And then he kind of tired a little bit, and that's when he brought Rodgers, and then Rodgers kind of caused, and that's a good thing to have, right? So yeah, I said it from the start, mate, from the get go, from episode 1, England to win the World Cup. I think we've got the squad. I think with that really encouraged me. A long way to go, but I expect us to win these next 2 games comfortably.
Yeah, I agree, and like I say, it's the squad. That's the difference this time. We've got such a squad. We've got a man who knows how to use it. Do you want to do a quick prediction since it's on tomorrow?
We can do a quick prediction.
I can't remember if it's Ghana or England that's the home team. Let's go Ghana home, England away. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you gone 3. 2-0.
You got 2. Yeah, I've gone for 3. Yeah, I've got 3. I think we will have too much up front. I think we'll go at them, and I think we will. I think we'll get an early goal, and I think it'll be actually quite comfortable watching. If I'm honest.
Well, mate, I think if he's going to make any changes, I think he should just change Stones for Guy, and I think that back 4 will be solid. I do. I just think that will be that really, because apart from Semenyo, Ghana didn't, like I said, against Panama, didn't offer much. Look, it's only 1 game. They may well grow into the tournament like most teams, but like I said before, I think we should win this game comfortably. Agree. Right, that's about all we've got time for. We will be doing we'll do a post match on Wednesday, guys. If you're around. Yes, we can do a post match. We'll do a post match on Wednesday as well about that England game, and then obviously join me live on TikTok, because I'll be live on TikTok for the game. So come and have a chat with about 3 people watching. Whilst he's on that game, brilliant, mate. The drop off is unreal. Like, it's mad. Isn't it? I've never seen anything like it. Like, it was hard to get up, like, to kind of go, let's do this pod. I was like, is there any pod? Well, we could have just had a chat via text, right? Yeah, exactly. But anyway, if you want to give your final thoughts and then sing us out, mate. Yeah, look, I know we're joking about that, but for those of you that are subscribed and watch, like, we do massively appreciate it. We understand the drop off. That was just a joke. So if you are around, make sure you like it and subscribe. Yeah, final thoughts, mate. Like, it's coming, isn't it? I just the World Cup is. The fever is slowly getting me. I think I said to them, like, I've watched some really good games. I'm enjoying it. But ultimately, I want it done, and I want Villa kind of back up and operational. Obviously, the development of the ground looks like it's coming on. Seats have been moved. Super Cup tickets have gone on. You can ballot today, so make sure you do that. I don't know if you're in the criteria. If you can get to Salzburg, I don't know.
It's like 7,000. I think it's 7,000 tickets each team. There's
Mate,
10,000 general population.
So I think, well, either it's all balloted because I signed up to the UEFA website last week, right?
Oh, really?
But it's a lottery, and they're going to let you know mid-July. I don't know when the Villa are going to let you know when they're doing the ballot, but I've entered that. Mate, even if I get a ticket, I don't think I can go, right? But like, but I just thought, fuck it, let's try and get a ticket, right?
Well, yeah.
And maybe I can convince Sarah to take me to Salzburg to watch the game. I don't know. It's doubtful, mate, because there's stuff on. So for those of you, it's a hot girl summer. It's fucking hotter than hell out there. I'm going to see the Foo Fighters in a couple of weeks at Anfield. We're going to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to burn it down to the ground with System of a Down. So Tottenham might not even have a stadium left, mate. They've made a mistake there. They've put on. I don't think they understand what kind of concert that's going to be. That place is going to get mashed up, man. And so, yeah, and the Super Cup will just be on top of that. But who needs money anyway, right?
Last summer, mate. Money's just for a spending it. Anyway, right.
Yeah.
Then, sing it out,
mate. As always, for the next one, we'll see you on Wednesday for the post match write up. Every week we follow the boys in the US of A. Peace.
See you.